In the last episode, I promised you a castaway island. What I didn't mention is that getting there meant sailing into a wall of fog caused by an actual volcanic eruption nearby. The Philippines has a very specific way of keeping things interesting. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The morning started exactly as it should. Van live from El Nido to Lio Beach. And before disappearing into open water, yoga.
I'm gonna do yoga class in my YouTube channel today.
Because if a volcano fog is going to swallow your boat, at least arrive spiritually aligned. We were told we were going to the secret castaway island. Arriving at the port, looking at where we're going, and seeing just fog, it was quite reassuring. Oh, apparently there's a volcano eruption in the area, that's why it's so foggy. At some point I started wondering if this is how documentaries begin. 22 people started this journey. Let's see how many is gonna survive. For about 30 minutes I felt like we were sailing towards the edge of the world. And then a silhouette started to emerge. Darocotan Island. My favorite is that the song is from the movie The Beach.
At reception.
And they wait for us with cocktails, which is good. Hello!
Hi guys!
Huh? Oh, damn. Thank you guys! We were handed mimosas before our bags touched the sand, which is objectively the correct way to welcome anyone, anywhere. Love it so far. Gema run through the room assignments with the calm efficiency of someone who has done this many times and very much enjoys what comes next. Turns out, me and Hannes are sharing one bed.
Welcome! So we're
Welcome to where?
So that is our honeymoon bed. Look at this.
Oh, it is one bed for real?
Yep.
Welcome to our honeymoon suite. 17 days of bonding just escalated. And this is the view. Not bad at all. Here's the thing about Darocotan Island. It's small, which means after our arrival, the official population of this island stood at 27 humans, 3 pigs, a rotating cast of dogs, and 3 ducks who seemed largely unbothered by all of it. The ducks honestly had the right idea. We officially increased the GDP by just existing. The island offers some leisure activities like snorkeling, sunset hike, cooking, karaoke, and bonfire. It's like summer camp, but with rum. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that drone footage. It is not as amazing because, you know, the fog is covering everything pretty much, but however, we did the best we can. So we're gonna go to the shipwreck. It's about 20 meters or like 60 feet down this way. But this place, guys, pretty remote, does look amazing. I love the huts. It's just, the sad part is that I wish we spent more time on this place than maybe 3-4 days. It's very nice, very calm. I had a beer, some chips. Later on, maybe I'm gonna get a coconut, some rum. There's a cooking class also, and it's just awesome. I love it. The Philippines saw some of the most intense naval battles of the entire Pacific War, and the sea around Palawan kept the evidence. Just 60 feet off the shore, sitting quietly on the ocean floor, the skeletal remains of a World War II shipwreck. That is genuinely one of the strangest and most humbling things I've ever floated over. Coral growing on steel, fish living inside history, nature doing what nature does, turning everything eventually into a reef. Just getting some cocktail from the bar. Then we want to go to get a cooking class.
This is lumpia wrapper made by cassava. Now I separate this because they stick together, so I need to separate one by one. So it's easy to put
wrap.
the banana to wrap. Yes.
Gotcha. Before the sunset, I found myself in the kitchen. And I use the word kitchen loosely. Learning how to make turon, which is one of the Philippines' most beloved street snacks. You can find it sold from carts across Manila just for a few pesos. A dessert that is essentially a banana wrapped in a lumpia wrapper, then fried in oil until golden and finished with caramelized sugar. Which means technically it's a fruit? It is the kind of thing you eat once and then spend the rest of the trip thinking about it. Cultural exchange at its finest.
Sugar, whoa.
I like it. I cannot ship. How was it?
Good.
I don't.
They're just like my fans are here. By the time the sun dropped behind the fog, the island shifted into something quieter. Me, Laoga, Gema, and Nicole, our co-guide in training, who, it turns out, sings the way this island looks. Effortlessly beautiful.
To hold, it's easy to say, but it's never the same. I guess I kinda like the way you mumble and pray.
There's a version of travel that's about ticking places off a list. And then there's this. For a few hours, on a forgotten island, in the middle of the Philippine Sea, everything felt simple. After that, dinner was served. A proper Filipino spread, buffet style. Communal, gorgeous. The kind of meal that makes you understand why Filipino hospitality has its own reputation entirely. Food here isn't just sustenance, it's an act of welcome. What started as a dinner became karaoke. And this is either the best idea or the worst idea. The pigs have wandered away. That tells you everything. What started as a karaoke became dancing. Oh my God. What started as dancing became, well, at some point the bonfire was lit on the beach, and after that clothes started becoming optional rather than required.
Good morning.
The next morning I was confident I was the first one awake. The island was quiet, the dogs were already on the beach, so I flew the drone only to find out that Gema and Laura are already up enjoying the sunrise, like the night before had simply never happened. And as the drone was buzzing over the turquoise waters, I realized something. Travel isn't about escaping life. It's about remembering how little you actually need to feel alive. No notifications, no traffic, no deadlines. Just people, water, and the reminder that all of this was always available to you. We had some breakfast and it was time to depart. Living a place like Darocotan is a specific kind of strange. You arrived not knowing what to expect, you're leaving knowing you won't forget it. The pigs were on the beach to see us off, unbothered, as always. The ferry from Palawan to Coron took what felt like an eternity. The kind of journey where you run out of things to scroll through, rediscover how to just sit still, at least the view made it worthwhile. We arrived late into the night and went straight to bed, because tomorrow, Coron was going to need our full attention. The day started as usual. Wake up, board the boat, have some fun. Coron doesn't ease you in. It opens with Barracuda Lake, one of the most geologically unusual bodies of water on the planet. So apparently we've got to swim to the other side. a lake sitting above sea level carved inside ancient volcanic rock, connected to the ocean through underwater fissures deep below. Which means the water has no tidal movement, no coral, no fish. Alright, take a dip. This lake is famous for something you can't even see. Layers of water within different temperatures, called thermoclines. Invisible layers where cold and warm water meet, creating a visual distortion underwater that makes everything look like it's shimmering. Like swimming inside a mirage. Basically, you swim 2 meters and suddenly it feels like somebody turned the shower from cold to hot. So as the guide explained, there's no fish. I didn't see any fish. Water is like 30 degrees, maybe more. All right, let's go to our next destination. Kuya, what's the name of the location again?
This one, Kayangan Lake.
Kayangan Lake.
Oh, you pronounce it very well.
Kayangan Lake is consistently ranked among the cleanest lakes in Asia. Getting there requires climbing a staircase cut into the limestone cliff, which, depending on the humidity, feels either like a gentle hike or a personal endurance test. Apparently this is the picture from Palawan that everybody has. I've seen it multiple times. Let's see if this is actually the spot. At the top, you understand immediately why everyone makes the climb. So if Barracuda Lake was remarkable, Kayangan is something else entirely. The water here is so clear the boundary between above and below essentially stops existing. You don't feel like you're swimming in a lake, you feel like you're floating inside a photograph. We also found a small cave at the edge of the lake. The kind of opening that you either swim through or you don't. And nobody wants to be the one who doesn't. So we went in. Alright, that was it for the most famous photo spot. As you can tell, pretty good. Has a small cave. And now we're climbing back up and then back down to get some coconuts. Or the other thing you can do is wait for everybody to get the fuck out and come and have a door for you. And now I'm officially part of the culture. This will most likely be the video thumbnail. Between destinations, the island gave us exactly what we needed. A small, unnamed beach, lunch in the shade, and Nico with the ukulele. Because at this point, the ukulele was less of an instrument and more of a travel essential. So the last destination of today, the Twin Lagoons. We're deboarding right now. And the best way you can see the Twin Lagoons is with a drone, obviously. So I'm gonna fly the drone. And about 3, 2, 1. Twin Lagoon is exactly what it sounds like. 2 lagoons connected by a narrow passage in the limestone cliff. When the tide is low, you can swim through the opening. When the tide is high, you squeeze through with a boat, which you'll witness shortly.
This is for my YouTube channel, guys!
You know.
Oh, no, don't move much. Yeah, don't move much. The plan was simple. Crystal bottom canoe, 3 people, paddle through the lagoon, enjoy the view. The execution was different. What followed was a 10-minute masterclass in why communication matters.
Can you move a little bit? Move a little bit.
Move where? Front? Gemma and I had 2 completely different theories about how to steer a canoe, and both of us were certain we were right, and neither of us was steering correctly. We made it through, somehow. Gemma and I have never agreed on what actually happened, we probably never will, and honestly, that's half of the reason we still laugh about it every time it comes up for the rest of the trip.
Mau ko sa yung buhok ni Chris, Karen.
Travel days like this don't feel important while they're happening. You're just moving from one island to another, jumping in the water, laughing with people you met a week ago, getting things wrong in the right ways. But later, when the boat is heading home and the sun starts disappearing behind the cliffs, you realize something. There are days you remember the most, not because they were perfect, but because you were fully there for them. Coron turned out to be exactly what island hopping should be. Clear water, big laughs, unexpected friendships, and at least one canoe lesson none of us will ever forget. It is a full life compressed into a few days, and I wouldn't change a single minute of it.
The same.
Join me in the next episode where we lose half the group, head to Moal Boal, get swallowed by a million sardines, jump off things we probably shouldn't, and somehow end up in Boracay, where this trip decides it hasn't been memorable enough and fixes that immediately. If these stories move you even a little, subscribe. It's how I keep making them. And don't forget to pack light, book the flight, and Gema, I'm still not over the canoe.